Ron Paul Institute for Peace and Prosperity welcomes you to 5 Minutes, 5 Issues.
Starting in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I am Adam Dick, a Ron Paul Institute Senior Fellow. Let's start.
Issue 1.
Last week, President Donald Trump posted on Twitter a comment critical of a bill scheduled for a United States House of Representatives vote later in the day. The bill would extend for 6 years, a legal justification used for the U.S. government's mass surveillance program. If we can believe a report by Ryan Lucas at National Public Radio, based on anonymous sources, Trump posted the tweet because Trump had just watched Fox News senior judicial analyst Andrew Napolitano criticize a bill on Fox News. Lucas further writes that it took an emergency meeting of Trump with Central Intelligence Agency Director Mike Pompeo, Director of National Intelligence Daniel Coats, National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, White House Chief of Staff John Kelly, and House Speaker Paul Ryan to coach Trump to then quickly send out a new tweet supportive of the bill. On Saturday, Trump signed the bill into law. Between winning the presidential election and taking office, Trump met with Napolitano at least twice, largely to discuss potential Supreme Court nominations. It is good news if Trump is considering Napolitano's commentary regarding protecting liberty in America. Napolitano is, after all, a Ron Paul Institute Advisory Board member. What Trump really needs, though, is a hotline to Napolitano. Then, Trump could seek any time a rebuttal to the anti-liberty proposals of the people around him.
Issue 2.
Adam Gelb and Jacob Denny of Pew Charitable Trust wrote Tuesday regarding reductions in crime and imprisonment rates in America from the year 2008 to 2016. They note that after peaking in 2008, the nation's imprisonment rate fell 11% over 8 years, reaching its lowest level since 1997, while the combined national violent and property crime rate dropped 23%. Focusing on state governments, Gelb and Denny write that since 2008, 36 states reduced their imprisonment rates, including declines of 15% or more in 20 states from diverse regions of the country.
Issue 3.
In the August 5th episode of 5 Minutes 5 Issues, I mentioned U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson having proclaimed a few days earlier that it continues to be our view that the Assad regime has no role in the future governing of Syria. In other words, the U.S. goal under President Donald Trump remained the same as under President Barack Obama: remove President Bashar al-Assad from power in Syria. Much has changed in Syria since August, but this U.S. goal persists. Speaking Wednesday at the Hoover Institution, Tillerson said the U.S. government is seeking a stable, unified, independent Syria under post-Assad leadership.
Issue 4.
In March of 2013, then Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, responding to a question from Senator Ron Wyden in a hearing of the Senate Intelligence Committee, denied the U.S. government was intentionally collecting data on millions of Americans. About 3 months later, stories based on revelations from Edward Snowden began describing the U.S. government's mass surveillance program, showing Clapper's declaration was false. Clapper, who continued on as Director of National Intelligence for several more years, has suffered no punishment for his false answer. Stephen Nelson reported Wednesday at the Washington Examiner that some Congress members want Clapper to be indicted for making the false statement. But the clock is ticking. Nelson writes that a 5-year statute of limitations means such a charge must be brought by March 12th.
Issue 5.
Jeff Cox reported Friday at CNBC that investors looking to get a piece of the latest market surge poured cash into stock funds at the highest pace ever during the past 4 weeks. We'll see how that works out. Ron Paul has been warning that the American market rally will end and that he would not be totally shocked to see a 50% drop. That's a wrap. Transcripts of 5 Minutes 5 Issues episodes, including links to related information, are at the Ron Paul Institute blog.
4, 3,